gonna sound like it's underwater. This guitar is really old. It's older than me. Anyway, guys, welcome to the Mediocre Cover Band Guitar Guy. How are we all doing? So after over 200 videos, 4 years, and 1,164 subscribers, I've come to terms with the fact that after a conversation I had today via Facebook Messenger, I'm a hypocrite. And I've been wrong in some of the things that I've said in these videos. And I'm sorry, but I'd written something to a really decent friend of mine, Cyril Drover, and when I read it back, some things just clicked with me. And I'm talking about musical directions and where things are for the future. My band, we don't have any gigs booked for the rest of this year and nothing on the books for next year. And I don't know what that means for me and the band. I don't know if we're going to continue on doing those things, or if we're going to move ahead, or is this it? People are busy with families, people are busy with other projects, people are busy with work, and then there's me. I just shoot videos. But something that I had read back about the last 13 years or so, about like all the music and things like that, and playing in a band, it's all about the rat race, the race in general, and the competition. And I tell people on my channel, you shouldn't get involved in doing that, and you shouldn't make music, shouldn't be a competition. I'm guilty of that. I've done that for the last, 10 years for sure. It's all been about like, let's get the gig, let's get the gig, let's get a gig, let's get it going, let's be more aggressive. November comes in and you're like, okay, what do we have on the book for next year? Do we have a full itinerary? Just thinking about the next gig. You get a gig done and it's, when's the next gig, And it shouldn't be that way, right? You should be doing it for fun. And not based on how many gigs so you can have a conversation and go, oh well, I'm busy. I'm not the guy in high school everybody thought was gonna end up in prison. I'm playing in a covers band. But once again, I'm telling people, don't do that, and I've done it myself, and continue to do it right up until the end, to the point of where playing in a band became more like work than playing in a band and having fun, and trying to remember why I started this in the first place, which is why I have this guitar. This is the guitar I started learning on. And, going back to the beginning and trying to think of why you did it and what was so important about it. Lost sight of that somewhere along the way, Money. I let money dictate too much. I would never go take money out of somebody's pocket by going into a venue and saying, hey, you got so-and-so playing here and they're getting this amount of money. I'll do it for this amount of money, or whatever. Because you got people that are doing this professionally as their only source of income. I would never do that. But with that being said, I had a full-time band doing full-time gigs and a job. There are times, because I found or felt I was married to the channel and the things that I was saying here, that if I did it, I was just doing everything wrong. Case in point, I was offered gigs as a fill-in player, where I would have gotten $125 for the gig, well, for 2 gigs, so we'll say $250 for 2 gigs. And I said no, because I said that's not the money I would play for, and I'm preaching about this on my channel. But I denied myself the chance to play music with musicians that I'd never played with before, venue I've never been in before, let alone played before, and a chance to have fun, right? And play music I'd never played before. So I could have gotten $250 to learn, come back as a different musician to my own band and go, hey, I've grown somehow, some way, And I ended up coming up with an excuse not to do the gigs, which means I'm a hypocrite, because I'm always talking about we need to help each other. We need to help each other. But I didn't do that, did I? Now, I suggested somebody, but I also said I couldn't do it when I probably could have made arrangements to do it. On a couple of occasions, I did that. And that's wrong. That's very hypocritical. That's, I could have injected some fun back into my own musical exploits. I don't know what you want to call And instead, I was, nope, can't do that because I'm telling people not to do it. I'm wrong in calling people out on my channel too, because I thought about that. That's been something that's been kind of eating at me. I'm talking about, musical bullies and music snobs and things like that. And then I'm doing videos where I'm shooting these people down. Do you know how you get rid of bullies? We just ignore them in one sense in music and just let them fizzle themselves out. Eventually they go away because people catch on that they're liars and cheaters and they're not as talented as they make themselves out to be. In some cases, they even help bars close down. So, me doing a little YouTube channel, as it was pointed out to me, it's great when your friends watching, like, oh, I know who he's talking about. Yeah, but they're not saying it either, right? I am. So, am I putting my own foot in my mouth? But I'm bullying. I'm bullying that person right back. I'm not picking up for anybody. I'm doing it because it's a topic I can put on my YouTube channel and talk about, and people will listen to it and comment on it, and I'm checking my phone to see who's done this and do that. So I'm being a hypocrite. I'm doing things that I'm saying to you guys on this channel that aren't right to do. And I'm calling myself out on it. And I apologize for that. And going forward, I'll try to keep it more musical if I can. If I find nobody's interested, that means it's run its course. That's something that I've learned from watching Mike Tyson and Jake Paul last night. Is that Father Time doesn't everybody's talking about time is time. But Father Time is not always good to us. Remember that, right? I also learned that Father Time doesn't like to stay up past 2 a.m. sometimes to watch a boxing match. But let alone play in a bar at 3 a.m. That's another thing too. Am I holding on to these things like this channel and music? Is it just one big ego stroke? Do I need to be at cutting 53 years old in a bar at 2 a.m. playing Taylor Swift songs? I'm not bashing Taylor Swift. She's the biggest thing on the planet right now. For whatever reason, kids love her. It's not my thing, but I'm a 53-year-old man, not a 14-year-old girl, so it doesn't appeal to me. But do I really need to be doing that? Maybe there are venues and types of gigs that I can find that'll give me back where I was in the beginning. Sorry for tapping the microphone there, guys. Where I started. I'm bringing me right back to when it was exciting. And instead of coming here and trying to force things like you're putting a round peg in a triangular, hole. That's a Canadian analogy because I use triangle instead of square. Had to be different, didn't I? But anyway, guys, you know what I'm getting at. So I'm sorry. If you want to go after a gig and they're not paying a lot of money and you think to yourself, man, this is going to be so awesome, I'm going to have so much fun. But I watched a video of some fat guy who's old say I shouldn't do that. Don't listen to me. Listen to your own self. Listen to what's in here, not what's up here, because music should be more about what's in here, okay? And it shouldn't be a competition, and I'm going to treat it that way from now on. And it should be about sharing it with people you care about, and every time you play, take something away. It can be money. Money is nice. It's good. I like money. I like having money. I don't have any, but I do like it when it comes along. So don't get me wrong. If you're playing in a bar and a bar is blocked with people, and the bar owner's like, oh, you deserve to get some money out of that too. Don't get me wrong. So value yourself to what you figure monetarily is important and what's personally important. Don't turn it into a job like I did. Okay? I got a job I go to every day and I don't want to be there. And I don't want to do that with music anymore because I love it so much. I love to sit down and listen to it. I love to sit down and play, whatever. Anyway, guys, I hope down the road we can keep this going and do things a little differently. I'm going to lay off bashing people except Gordon Sparks. He's a tool. Check his channel out if you can find it. I think he blocked me. I'm sure for him to leave the comments that he left on my channel, I'm sure it's got to be the best YouTube channel out there and whatever. And you know what? If you've sat through this, I'm really, really sorry if you didn't get anything from it or understand where I was coming from as I'm talking to you guys. hop onto one of the fancy channels and let them show you like a diminished scale at lightning speed or explain the cage system in 3 minutes. That's it for me. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you. Really. Thank you.